Hi. Today I'm thinking about class. And I'm thinking in class in large part because Sarah Hearn put a really good question, or rather a comment, on one of the other YouTube videos. I'm also thinking about it, of course, because Educating Rita is in many ways, or almost entirely, a play about class. When Rita wants to educate herself and improve herself, it isn't just about personal development, but it's using education as a way to get out of the trap of her working class culture and moving into this more learned, cultured middle classes. And what I'm thinking about class from the Canadian perspective, because of course our audiences are going to be Canadian. I myself am Canadian, and the question that lingered after reading Sarah's comment and replying to it is, I wonder if Canadians will be able to see and understand class in the way that would be almost obvious for an English audience. And I'm wondering that maybe perhaps the reason I was thinking of Rita's choice in an abstract way about the freedom of choice was because here in Canada, I'm thinking, class isn't as prevalent, so it wasn't as obvious to me, or I wasn't thinking about how much her choice integrated with the fact that she's really trying to move from one class to another. And then that got me wondering, it's like, maybe, is it even fair to say that Canada is a classless society, that somehow class isn't relevant in Canada? You know, thinking from my own perspective, my father was working class, and that definitely limited his life prospects in certain ways or channeled him in certain directions. My mother was working class, probably even lower than working class. She was French and Indigenous heritage. Dad was Irish working class. And because I was their offspring, I was certainly, my experiences and opportunities and life opportunities were framed by their experience. And yet I've done very well for myself, and I have often thought that maybe that's because Canada was a classless society. I went to school with middle-class kids, even rich kids, and I don't remember class ever being an issue. But then it also occurs to me that as a white male with a certain look, maybe I don't notice the class system because I am the benefactor of it. So my question for you is, what do you think... is Canada a classless society? If we are a class-based society, how does it affect our worldview? And to what extent are Canadian audiences going to struggle or perhaps see Rita's experience in a different way because of our experience with class as opposed to the English experience of class? Love to hear what you have to say. And as you can tell from Sarah's question, we can have a conversation going on here. Remember, Educating Rita opens September 20th. I really got to learn to memorize that. Talk soon.